Hello everyone, you have come to Tata Comic Preview channel. Let read together. Have fun. In this world, one cannot just keep his position forever. Wu Qingqiu glanced over at the youth in gray next to him. Yan Mo squinted at the youth, then he felt his heart thumping, feeling danger for some odd reason. What the hell? Who on earth is he? Why do I feel so scared? The youth met Yan Mo's shocked eyes and smiled, cupping his hands. I am Yi Lin, Zhuo Fan's only rival. No one else is worthy. Yan Mo shook to the bone, staring at the youth, yet nothing came out of his mouth. He was so overwhelmed he couldn't even retort. Just like how a beast would meet the king of beasts and would instantly bow down. This was a feeling not even Zhuo Fan gave him. His scalp felt numb and soaked, his heart frantic. The unshakable fear brought shocked him even more as to who this guy was. The world's justice can only come from us, righteous sect. A shout announced the coming of a dozen disciples in yellow, strutting on the scene like they owned the place. The leader was an imposing and charismatic man, tall and sturdy. When a demon rises, my justice shall prevail it. I, Zhao Dizhu, will grasp victory. Wu Qingqiu's face twitched watching them strut and sighed. This has always been universal righteous sect style, zealous in its bigotry. Taking it upon itself to purge demons from this world. Now that it knew the demon scheming sect had reared its head, they came to destroy them. Purge demons? The last of the superior three sects always ends up losing against my hellion flame. Yet they dare preach about purging demons? Yan Mo mocked, universal righteous sect only knows how to run their mouths. Zhao Dizhu. Who on earth can he take on? Wu Qingqiu laughed and nodded, with his narrowed righteous path, he can't hold anyone on it. Not to mention, exalted Heiran is also a demonic cultivator. Whoosh. The judging elder appeared on stage, his presence demanding silence. He bowed to no one and said, please take your seats, exalted. Whoosh. The exalted double dragon appeared in their highest seats and the crowd bowed at once. Bai Mei waved, no need for courtesy, people. Are the participating sects present? Mystical heaven sect and demon scheming sects disciples, enter. The judge nodded and shouted. The two sects disciples walked in, with everyone's gazes fixed on the one leading the demon scheming sects team. Yet Zhuo Fan did not go on stage, opting to go to the demon scheming sect's resting area and plop his butt down. The crowd started, then Zhuo Fan lifted a finger and with a flash, words appeared on the wall, witness the peak and the pinnacle me. Gathering geezers 3 by 3. The wine shall be endless, all night we could revel. If only there was one who could get on my level? Such crass. The disciples of all sects glared in fury, while universal righteous sect was positively berserk about it. Zhao Dizhu even rained down profanities, accursed demonic degenerate, where do you come from talking like this? My universal righteous sect will crush you where you stand, pulverize your every cell. The other sects, who on a good day would be revolted by universal righteous sect's incessant and unsound zealotry, had to agree with them on this point, with a most outstanding thumbs up. The punk is too outrageous. He needs some sense beaten into him, hard. Wu Qingqiu chuckles, he won't fight yet wrote those taunting words. He wants everyone to fight him. Witness the peak and the pinnacle me. Gathering geezers 3 by 3. The wine shall be endless, all night we could revel. If only there was one who could get on my level? I am ready, having set the wine, so throw your pesky ants at me if you got what it takes. I'll take them all on. Yi Lin translated the lines, senior brother, that's his intent. Wu Qingqiu nodded. Who can get on my level? Junior brother won't go on stage unless there's someone challenging him. But you won't be drinking wine with him, instead, you'll have to endure all he gives you. Alas, now all sex experts are itching to put him in his place. Just as he said, Wen Tao and the others exploded with bloodthirst. Yan Mo noticed as well, but he disdained, having already fought with Zhuo Fan, who among them will make it? It'll be easy to get him on stage, but to fight him? Wu Qingqiu, even you'll have a hard time. Wu Qingqiu gave him a deep look, his heart tense. It was a first to see this proud man say such words. Then he smiled, that hardly matters. What's important is that we have someone to fight him. Wu Qingqiu patted Yi Lin with a vague smile. Yi Lin did not mind, his eyes fixed on Zhuo Fan. Zhuo Fan shuddered and looked among the crowd, searching him. The two's eyes finally met. This feeling of meeting an age-long enemy filled them with the joy of reunion, hostility, and thirst for battle. I'll wait for you on the superior 3-sect stage. Yi Lin mouthed. Zhuo Fan's brow shook and nodded. Yan Mo shuddered, noticing their fixed gazes. This only happened among people of similar power. It only proved that this guy was as strong as Zhuo Fan, if not stronger. Yanmo's heart felt heavy as he sighed. Curses, another abomination cropped up. The exalted double dragons chuckled on the inside. This kid is more outrageous than Shang by a mile. I told him he can't go on stage yet, and the brat set the stage for others to do it for him, and all by merely taunting the other 8 sects. Such dauntless courage had them admiring him. Only a man with true aspiration can pursue the truth. By May, is he good for Double Dragon Manor now? More than good. Exalted by May took out a roster and wrote Zhuo Fan on the very distant line. And so, the first candidate for Double Dragon Manor's disciples was set. Let the drawing begin. The judge brought the boxes with numbers back, unaware of the Exalted's agreement with Zhuo Fan. Demon scheming sect, you only have 9 fighters? What's the point of all fighting against them? Fiend Yang mocked. Mystical Heaven sect gnashed their teeth in hatred. They're after us. Unaware, Fiend Yang and his disciples' brains were mush. Ever since Zhuo Fan came back with the girls, he decided all by himself that he would not go up there unless the challenger was worth his time. This stumped the 3 venerables. They did not force the issue, since even without Zhuo Fan, their team had enough oomph to get them through most fights. Who the hell was strong enough to fight him anyway? That would mean one of your fights will be a forfeit and -2 points on the evaluation. The judge reminded, leaving beast taming sex incident aside, Mystical Heaven sex fight would be an automated win. That would make their score equal to yours, at 20 points. It's fine. Like a true big shot, Fiend Yang did not care and laughed. Let them have those measly points, we'll just get them back with interest. We'll win the remaining 18 points, and that is that. 18 versus 2 points would hardly make a difference in the long run. Mystical Heaven Sex team was itching to punch Fiend Yang into the ground. Though all they could do was sigh. They do have the power to back it up. Only Elder Yun squinted with an insidious plan cooking in his eyes. The judge shook his head, since you're so great, please draw first. Each sex disciple got his opponent in no time. But looking at the lineup, Elder Yun lit up, good, we might still have a chance. Qingcheng, I'll propose a 4-on-4 fight to the judge, so you can use the formation you're most familiar with. You need to pay attention to Lucia the most, the other 3 won't matter. Chu Qingcheng tightened her grip on the sword and nodded. Fiend Yang was frowning, Taiying, Kue Gang, you'll be up against their strongest fighters. The odds aren't certain of success. Then there's Jade Sword Fairy Shui Ruohua, the leader of Mystical Heaven Sex 4 Swords, in the 9th layer Radiant stage. Kue Gang, can you handle it? No problem, we are geared up. Kue Gang sounded a bit forced, but was not going to back down. Fiend Yang shook his head and sneered, and you think they aren't? Shui Ruohua's Dipper Sword is a 7th grade spiritual weapon. In the end, it'll come down to strength after all. Kue Gang paused. Zhuo Fan smiled, it's fine since we have 6 in the ethereal stage. We just need 6 wins, and you 3 losing won't matter. Yes, master. Kue Gang and you lit up, relaxing. Fiend Yang rolled his eyes, speaking of, our odds would be the best if a certain big shot would go up there, wouldn't you think? What am I supposed to do after being threatened? Zhuo Fan rolled his eyes. He could not just spill the beans on this, or the exalted double dragons would wipe them all out. That would mean breaking their rules and, while not important, it affected their name.